So here are some fun stats for you. And by fun, I mean incredibly depressing because, you know, this season hasn't been depressing enough. Let's turn this into something tangibly depressing. Going into the game, the Kings were 1-14-1 when their opponent scores first. In 20 of 28 games, they only managed to score 2 goals or less. So in 20 of those games, we have not managed to score more than 2 goals. And going into the third period losing, they're 0-13. They have literally never made a comeback in the third period of this season. Compared to last season when they went in to like half their games losing and came out victorious about 75% of the time. This is a concerning statistic, particularly since they gave up the first goal and they were losing going into the third period. They did, however, manage to score more than 2 goals, so, I mean, I guess I'll take it. It's getting more and more difficult to find the positive in the Kings season. So, to address this game specifically, we were playing the Devils, which, if we throw back to 2012, we did much better at. There are only 2 people, however, on the Devils team who played in the 2012 Stanley Cup Finals who are still playing today. And there are, 8, 10 Kings that are doing it? So you would think, by that virtue alone, the Kings would have the advantage. Because those players, and I've said this time and time again, are the ones you look up to, like Carter, and Quick, and Doughty, and Kopitar, and players, and Martinez, who actually can do no wrong this game. Martinez is fantastic, and he can play all of the hockey he wants. We'll keep Martinez. But really, everyone else, pretty disappointing tonight. It got off to a good start. About 5 minutes in, Kings had 5 shots on goal. Devils had none. Always, trending in the positive direction there. They looked very tenacious. They came out. They had 4 lines rolling. It was good hockey. I was encouraged. And then the tie actually turned at a point that I don't think it should have, because I love Jonathan Quick and how feisty that man is. So one of their players, I think it was Ford, came and was very, very close to Jonathan Quick. I mean, I wouldn't want to be that close to him in his crease. So that kind of turned into a whole thing. There was quite a bit of drama after the whistle blew. And what ended up happening was that where there was 4-on-4, this guy got the slashing penalty on Quick, and then Quick got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for the retaliation of that. Second time in a row that Quick has done something that got called. The first time, that's just like a guy playing hockey. And the second time, maybe it was unsportsmanlike conduct, but I enjoyed watching it. It thrilled me to no end, so whatever. I had no problem with that. The problem I had was that 4-on-4 then swung the momentum completely to the Devils, and for the next 6 minutes, they had 6 shots on goal and we had none. So, not so fun reversal of how the game began. And then 7 minutes, 59 seconds remaining, 8 minutes left basically. We took a penalty, and by we, I mean Phaneuf, and he is in the dog box again with me. He has not been my favorite player of late. I'm really going to need him to step it up, please. I mean, all of them, but yeah. So once again, the Kings proved that they can no longer kill a penalty. If you're going to be a defensive first team who does not have that much offense, you are going to need to learn how to kill penalties again, because that scenario is not going to work well for you. So a disappointing start, especially considering the statistic I brought up earlier, 1-14-1. So things did not bode well from that standpoint. But to the Kings' credit, they did come back. A couple of minutes later, we got the tie-in goal from our newbie, whose name I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce, Lipsick? Sure. Anyway, he took Justin Williams' number, and he best live up to that because you know how much we love some Justin Williams here in the LA Kings camp. But he did, and this goal was stunning. Absolutely beautiful shot. Carter, as you can see, came out and picked up the puck after it was his first NHL goal for the Kings. He obviously had quite a few with the Canucks, but we picked him up off waivers, and if he can keep doing things like that, then I say we got to get into that deal. That works totally for us. So excited to see where he goes. But that closed out the first period on a tie. Everything was tied up. The shots on goal, the hits, all ended up being a very even first period. And one that, despite giving up that first goal and not being able to kill a penalty to save their lives, evened out to be very good for the Kings. And then came the second period. And it just kind of all went to mush in the second. They got the first goal 25 seconds into the period on their first shot. And it took the Kings 6 more minutes. Again, I don't know what the 6-minute deal, I don't know what that is. But it took them almost 6 minutes to get their first shot. So absolutely did not come out to play in the second period. When they finally did get their shot, though, it only took them a couple of minutes to be able to tie the game back up. So, 2-2. Okay, yes, we can do this. So this is either a great shot or a great pass from Drew Doughty. Can't really tell, but it does leave a wide open net for Kempe to shoot into. From the angle I saw, I thought it was Wagner. It could have really been either, doesn't matter. They were both parked at the front of the net, things I love to see, because that is where the Kings tend to make the most of their goals. Sniping is clearly not happening. Tyler Toffoli, what the hell happened to your game? Not the point right now. Point is, Doughty and Kempe and Wagner, I believe he got the secondary assist on this to get the puck to Doughty in the first place, did very good things. We are all tied. We're back to, okay, this game is on pace. Maybe we're not going to do so badly. And then it fell into a hole. The first goal, quick let-in, should never have even been a shot. If you see how close Muzzin is here, there is no way he should have even got that shot off, let alone blindsided quick. How do you not see that coming and stop that? I mean, he is perfectly placed. He wasn't screened. How did that shot get in the back of the net? It should not have happened for a multitude of reasons. But it does. We reset. Quick is not looking like himself. He's looking like the Jedi that had 2 surgeries this season and wasn't ready to come back again, is what he looks like. Yeah. So then like 2 minutes later, not even, a second goal happens where you're thinking, how does that even happen? It's Quick, again, mishandling the puck. It disturbed me when he does this behind the net. He poked it out, and instead of poking it out to a King player or covering the puck, he poked it to the devil that shot it in, and suddenly it's 4-2 like that, and the game has just gotten away from us completely. 2 really bad goals, close enough together that the whole steam went out of the play. The whole building just shut down. Until we thought maybe the Kings scored again. It was very confusing. It was a very odd sequence. So the puck kind of bounces around the rim-ish. There's some like oohs from the crowd, but play continues, but then the light goes off, but not the buzzer. But play's still going on, and then people see the light has gone off, and they're like, do we stop playing, or what is happening? Refs finally stop it after what feels like an eternity of looking at different angles and going to Toronto. They determine that it is not clear, there's no definitive puck over the goal line, therefore the goal cannot be counted. I actually tend to agree with that. It looked close, But if you actually look at the plane of the goal line, I don't think it crossed it. And if you're giving a goal, it has to be definitively over the line. So that did not happen. Still 4-2. But I guess a little bit of excitement. And then karma comes back when their goalie does exactly what our goalie did and pokes the puck out to a player he shouldn't. This time it's Cliffy, and Cliffy gets the puck in the back of the net. Cliffy has easily been one of my favorite players to watch this season. We don't have Trevor Lewis to watch for the little things and the hustle and the just determination and never giving up on a play and really just being a solid player on the ice there when you need it. So Cliffy has been doing that, and he's, I guess, always been doing that. He's taking the big hits too, and that's always nice to see. He's racked up a couple of points, and he's been instrumental in a few of the goals, which has been great to see. I like seeing Cliffy contributing. So that goal brings us within one, and suddenly the second period got a lot more exciting. Then Jeff Carter gets called with like 1:24 left to go for a penalty. This comes right after we just smashed the crap out of their players. It was a really, really heavy hitting game the whole night. Kind of great to see, you know? If you can't score goals, at least smash them into oblivion. I mean, you know, got to be entertaining in hockey somehow. So we start the third period on the penalty kill. Not much happens there. We get a power play, but again, we're just not very good at them. Third last in the league last time I checked. So that's something. Our special teams need so much help. So much help. Our penalty kill is still worst in the league. Again, last time I checked, and letting in that goal there wasn't going to help that statistic. So, yeah. And the third period was just kind of boring. The Kings had no structure, particularly on the penalty kill. Absolutely none. They looked like they had no idea what they were doing. There were no set plays. They're just kind of wandering around the place lost. Like, there's some ice, I guess. They kept getting caught behind plays. It's just there was mush. Their game was mush. Absolutely no structure to it at all. And they weren't going to come back from 4-3 like that, and they certainly weren't going to come back from 5-3 like that when one just in slow motion. I swear to God, this shot is not in slow motion. It just kind of went that slowly. Slid from perhaps one of our defensemen? I don't know, but underneath Quickie's legs and 5-3, and another completely rubbish goal that has me again questioning why we brought back Quick if he was not ready. We have a guy who is doing okay for us. He is very green and could use the experience. And if this season is already lost, which, let's face it, guys, it is. This season is tanked. They are not coming back from this, even if they manage to get significantly better, like now. This season's pretty much gone. So why not? Have I said this before? I feel like I have, at least in articles, but why not give Peterson the chance to start some more games? We'll get that green right off him. We'll train him up a little bit, and then when we inevitably have to bench Quick or trade him or whatever, we have someone who has more experience under his belt and can actually viably start for our team. Because right now, I don't see Quick as a viable start anymore. The amount of games that we have lost, I mean, yeah, we've lost a ton of games for a ton of reasons. But of those, what is he now, 1-6-1? 4 of those games, he gave up over 4 goals. Possibly 5. I would have to go back and really check that because I'm just thinking of this off the top of my head. But a significant amount of goals he has given up in most of those games. If we can't win a game where Quick is keeping us to 1 or 2 goals against, then that's on everybody else. but a lot of the games have been on quick. And I hate to say that because I love my Jedi. I do. My ninja. He's great. But nothing about the Kings is working this season, and something has to change, and we've already kicked out the coach, which I still claim is a good idea. I just don't think that Desjardins was the better choice. We've given up Pearson. We've picked up a couple of guys from waivers. Yeah, we've had a lot of injuries, but every team gets plagued with injuries. It happens. You need to be able to play through that, and the Kings just aren't. So something's got to give. And we play Vegas in two days. I really hate Vegas. Their fans are super obnoxious. So please get better in 2 days. Just for Vegas. That's all I ask.